Hey everyone, welcome to Shotcopa Engineering. I'm Ahmed Shotcopa, and this video is again another video in the series of 2D sketching on this channel. In this video, I'm going to explain how you can make this weird looking sketch in step by step, explaining everything, and I'll try to make it as easy for you as possible and as time saving as possible. So before we move on with the video, I would highly appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel, because that's going to help support me in making more videos for you and delivering more value to you in every video I make. So without any further ado, I'm going to jump straight into the sketching part of the video. First of all, as I mentioned in pretty much every video, I'm going to look for symmetries in this part, in this sketch. So if you notice here, this whole sketch is symmetrical about this horizontal axis, and what we can do here is we can easily make one half, and we can use the mirror property and mirror it on the other side if it's in reference to this horizontal axis as well. So we don't need to draw the whole thing again and again to be honest. So I'm going to select the plane and then click on sketch. We are entered in the sketch mode. I'm going to make the axis first, the horizontal axis, the axis of symmetry, and I'm going to make this vertical axis as well. There you go. Okay, what else do we have? So this is obviously going to be our origin, this part, and we're going to start off with making this central circle first. So this the radius of this is 30 millimeters. I'm gonna constrain it as 30, but since this is radius, so you have to be really careful what dimension you choose. So if it's mentioned radius, you select radius, and if it's mentioned diameter, select diameter. So it's gonna be 30. Then we have the inner circle with the radius of 12 millimeters. There you go. 12, 1, 2, there you go. I'm going to zoom in a bit. And a bit, okay. Then we have, okay, first, you know what, I'm going to make these axes first. It's going to help us. So this first axis is going to be at 30 degrees from the vertical, this one. 30 degrees from the vertical, so I've made the axis. I'm going to make it, I'm going to constrain it angularly with 30 degree radius, angle. Then we have, then we have this axis, which is 37 millimeters away from the central line. And this is 37 millimeters away from it, from the central vertical axis. And then we have this horizontal axis as well, which is 54. So the distance between this and this is 54, but since we're splitting it in half, so it's going to be the distance between this axis and this one is going to be 54 divided by 2. So we're going to make that like that. So it's going to be 54 divided by 2. There you go. It's going to be 27. I'm going to bring that down a bit. Perfect. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the circle, and to do that, first of all, I'm going to make a point right at the intersection point. So to do that, I'm going to select this intersection point, and select that, and I'm going to select these two lines at whose intersection is going to yield that point. There you go. There we have it. So since you can see it as a square, as a plus point, I'm going to have to make it as a construction because we're not exactly using it to build, it's not an actual sketch, it's only going to help us in constructing the circle. So I'm going to select the construction / standard element to make it as a construction point. So there you have it. It's now a point, it's not a plus point, if that makes sense. So I'm going to make a circle right at this point. I'm going to deselect this to make it as a standard element. And the radius of this circle is 6 millimeters. And that's 6. Perfect. What else do we have? So we also have this circular arc, and then I'm gonna make it, and just north I'm gonna make a complete circle, and I'm gonna trim off the rest of the parts. So that the radius of this is 15 millimeters from this point. This constraint. So this is gonna be 15. Perfect. Then we have this corner here with a radius of 8. I'm gonna select this corner tool. I'm gonna select these two arcs that we have to make a corner in between. So the radius of this is 8. Perfect. I'll drag it down a bit. Okay. So now we have this ready. Next we need to make this arc, and I'm gonna again make a complete circle, and I'm gonna with a radius of 50 millimeters, and I'll trim off the rest of the circle after it's done creating the arc. So this obviously has to be tangential, and the radius of this is how much is it? 50 or 80? Yeah, it has to be 80. Perfect. Now I'm going to trim off the rest of the circle that we don't need. And we obviously don't need this door. There you go. Perfect. Now we have this thing here. Next I have to make this weird looking stuff sketch here. But I have to make sure the rest is ready. Yeah, the rest is ready. So now I'm going to make this construction arc with a radius of 50 millimeters. So I'm going to go here, select this arc tool. I'm going to make the center of the arc, center of the circle, the arc, center of the arc of the circle, and I'm going to make it, select any points from the starting point of the arc, and I have to make it right about there. So this is the construction arc that we need in developing this structure. So I'm going to select the construction / standard element to make it as a construction arc. I'm going to constrain it radially, so like that, and the radius of this is 50. Perfect. I'll bring it up here. Now, so we have to make these two circular arcs here, and the centers of these are these points, so this point and that point, like here. So the outer arc is going to be 14. So I'm going to make two circles around this one. So you can also make just arcs, but making circles is easy. I find it comfortable using circles. So it's entirely up to you if you want to make arcs and not complete circles. So it's, the outer circle is 14 millimeters in radius. You make it 14, and the other circle is going to be 14 as well. There you go. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna I have to make these arcs now. Now this arc can be made by using because this arc is concentric with these arcs, so I can use the offset tool to offset this arc over here, which is going to make sense otherwise when I actually draw it. So I'm going to use the offset tool over here. I'm going to select this, and I'm going to offset it over here, so that it can create naturally an arc over here and over here as well. I'm going to select this arc, and it's going to offset and make it offset here. I'll delete this one constraint. I'll make this and this concentric. Okay, and I'll make these two tangents. Because obviously they're tangent. Okay, so I'll just remove this. Perfect. And I'll trim off the rest of the arc. Perfect. And I'll remove this as well. Okay, so the same thing is going to go here. So I'm going to select the offset tool, and I come here. I'll remove this constraint. I'll make this and this concentric because obviously they have one common center of the arc. I'll make this and this tangential, and I'll just move this constraint. Control Z. I'll remove this constraint. Perfect. And what else? Perfect. So now it's fully constrained. What is this? Okay. I'll remove the rest of the parts of the arc like that. And now we have the outer portion of it ready. So yeah, ready. Come back over here, and now I'm gonna make the inner structure. So the inner structure's arc, this circular arc is gonna be 10 units in radius with a common center, which means that they're gonna be concentric. So I'll make it like that, make it 10 units in radius. I can also use the offset tool for the whole thing, and I can scale tool for the whole thing, and I can bring that over here. But that is up for another. So basically, I'm gonna teach you the scale tool in another episode of the series. So make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so that you know when I upload that one. So that's gonna be 10, and I'm gonna do the same thing over here. I'm gonna offset this circular arc right there and make it, there you go. I'll remove this. I'll make these two concentric, tangent. Okay, I'll erase one, and now it's really constrained. There you go. Then trim off the rest of the part. Sorry. I'll control Z this. So this has to be tangent. Okay, and it has to be tangent as well. Perfect. Perfect. Now same for this side. I'll use the offset tool. Make it here. I'll delete this constraint, auto constraint. I'll make these two tangent, and I'll constrain it with a radius constraint. Okay, perfect. I'll remove the rest of the trim. I'll trim off the rest of the arc parts that we don't need. Just zoom in. There we go. Actually, remove the constraint as well. There you go. Perfect. And I'm gonna make these two tangent. Okay, tangent. This as well. And now screen, which means it's fully constrained. I'm going to trim off the inner parts that we don't need, and there we have the whole thing. Great. Perfect. So now we need this corner, but okay, so I can use corner tool here as well, but since the corner tool basically takes off the inner structure, so I'm only going to use the circle tool here, so that it doesn't trim off the inner structures that we already do need in this sketch. So I'm gonna make that tangent, bring that here a bit, and this, the radius of this is supposed to be 12. Make that 12. Perfect. And I'll trim off the rest of the arc. Perfect. What else? So there's this straight line as well. So I'm gonna just draw a straight line randomly over here, and I'll manually constrain it so that I have complete command over how I constrain it. So if you look carefully, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the coincident constraint to put this point on this arc. So I'm going to go here, press the coincidence constraint. We're just going to bring that point on this arc. Next, I'm going to do the same I'm going to make it vertically constrained, right up. And then I'm going to make this point coincident on this arc. And finally, I'm gonna make these two tangent to each other. Sorry. So this constraint has to be removed first in order for me to zoom a bit to access it. Okay, so it's this one. I'll delete this constraint, and I'm gonna make this tangent with this one. Perfect. So now we have one half of the sketch ready, like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select the whole thing. I'm going to use the mirror toolbar and mirror it with respect to this axis, and there we have the whole sketch ready. If I remove these, then we have the whole thing ready here. So again, just look for symmetries and in the sketch before you draw it, and it's gonna help you a lot in 3D sketching. So that's all for this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, so that you can stay updated on when I upload next. So see ya.